Patrice Motsepe, inja game, boss ya di bosso, the man, the legend, the first black dollar billionaire in South Africa. Born in 1962 to a gold miner and spaza shop owner, Patrice grew to be a very successful offshoot of what his father had been. After graduating with a law degree, majoring in mining law, he made very lucrative deals purchasing gold mines around the Gauteng area during the years where gold was at an all-time low at favorable prices. Partnering up with a few friends, he carried on with this method, acquiring more and more mines until he had a conglomerate of them under his company Green and Partners Investments. In 2012, he was named South Africa's richest man on the Forbes list with an estimated net worth of 1.2 billion with a B dollars. He was once estimated to be worth $4 billion, but in 2013 he pledged to give away half of his wealth to charitable causes through the Giving Pledge. Like other black billionaires in South Africa, What? He's the only one. He's the only black billionaire in South Africa. Get right here, shit, man. Let me see. It's fucking true. So, South Africa has a population of about 57 million people. 70% of that population is black people, while white people occupy only 9% of that figure. Through war, governmental tactics, and apartheid, white people were able to rack up for their population, When the turn of the century came and white people gave power over to the masses, black people were given new opportunities and the sky was the limit. Or was it? Just look at the billionaires list, Look at this. Look at this. Ngosiam, it's so white. Guys, so today I want to ask you, why, in your opinion, do we have more white billionaires than black in South Africa?
I think it takes us back into when black people were colonized.
In South Africa?
Excuse me?
Let me...
I think...
What was your question again? Why would you ask me this?
Tough question. Guys, we all know this. It goes back to the times of colonization. So
See, here's the thing,
I think they're more whites because they've always, in the past, they've always had more privilege, I guess.
For me, I see it like that it's influenced by a lot of things. Like firstly, our history as a country.
My personal opinion is that it's obviously the apartheid.
I think it happened like that because of apartheid and the fact that the wealth was majority taken by the white people first during apartheid. So after apartheid, they still have the wealth with them, even though there are not so many.
I know it's because of what happened in history. A lot of things were taken from us, so it's just the generational wealth, basically. Yeah, so I feel like they had a stepping stone as kids. Tina, we started from the back. They were ahead of us ever since. Oh, that first white guy, yeah.
We used to be slaves of white people, so we used to whack. So that's the mentality that we grew up with.
Because it really affected the black community in a very, very harsh way.
Because white people have had the advantage,
I think it's because us as black people, we don't understand money, We don't know how to use money because we don't know what money is. If we have money, we think what we need, we go and buy and spend money, Because money is not a black thing.
Yeah, that's why. And it's, what do you call this? I don't say generated wealth, but it's inheritance. That's what it is.
It's not rocket science. If you look at where we come from as a country, we've been previously disadvantaged, and that's like mostly other races than white people.
Even now, I know we have democracy. It's not completely so when the rest of the country is broke, you know.
I must know how to phrase what I'm gonna say so that I don't hurt people's like feelings.
Firstly, you know, when a white kid is born, it like they have everything already. Like their parents actually takes out maybe, let's say, maybe 25%. It's for the kid that's gonna be born, and then already maybe that 25% is either 500,000, or it's 1 million, or it's 2 million. Already that kid is rich. You understand? By the kid, when the kid starts to grow and then also start to work for himself, already he has that money that he can invest and also maybe use the money that he's actually having now. Understand? But with the blacks, like it's like you work for yourself to have that money. So by the time you get that money, you have a lot of stuff to cover.
Because our white counterparts had an advantage of these long contracts, like your 100-year leases. So imagine if I started a company 100 years ago, and with a lease that says you actually have 100 years to go, and it pays you $1 million a month. So 100 years later, I'll have like so much money.
I want to say that it's because white people, you know, they've had more experience in you know, money making in South Africa. But the truth of the matter is that those people who are not white, so the people of color, they aren't educated in making $1 billion.
I think as black people, we were people of actually trading, you know, in beads and animals and things like that. That's how life was normal to us. So now when money was introduced, it was a totally it was something different, you know. So we just can't use money. We don't know what money is.
But then it's been 26 years in freedom. So I feel like we have this culture as black people where like we don't see ourselves as becoming wealthy. Like there's very few people we look up to that we can consider, you know, one day I wanna be like this guy and be wealthy.
I think like black people, man, as the people.
I think black people is only now recently being offered all the opportunities.
And then for white people, it's like they're normal. They teach their children from a young age. This is how the world works.
I'm gonna make a reference to the Springboks again. They criticize. They're saying there are too many white players out there, but in actual fact, all of those rugby players are out there. I've done research about every single one of them. I know where they're from, and like I know the backgrounds and stuff. You know, they didn't come from the riches. They were had to, you know, work hard, put in the hours to be where they are now. So I think that, you know, I honestly think that they work harder than us.
Honest opinion, I think I'm not gonna say they're hardworking, like more than us, but I think black people don't risk a lot because, you know, we still have to take care of families or just also to get our own stability while we are learning who we are. So it kind of happens a bit later for us. But I would say we just don't trust ourselves.
It's hard for us to recover from that.
Do you think we can recover?
I think we can, but if we focus and if we know what we want. But then now, like let's say I have $1 million. The only thing that I think of is me. Maybe it's me buying like a house or a car, not investing. Understand? A 21-year-old, maybe white guy, can actually invest that 1 million into building something that is going to generate money over and over again.
And what do you think we should change so that can change? So we can have more black people?
There's nothing we can really do. We're just not money people.
What do you think would be the change or the catalyst to change it?
To actually teach us entrepreneurship, I think would change a lot of stuff, and to educate a lot of women, then that will actually change South Africa.
How do you think we can get that thing?
Like we can start by giving people exposure, like abantu basemakasi, people from rural areas, expose them to the world that they are not at, like every day. They'll be interested in enriching themselves.
In terms of teaching entrepreneurship, don't you think it's happening already?
It's not happening at a scale that is supposed to happen at. Is entrepreneurship, I believe, should be taught from primary school, not at the university.
You go to school and they tell you go study, go study, go study, and study, go study, go study, go study. But the problem is they don't tell you how to monetize everything that you studied.
We will never be. It will never happen. It's their game, you know. The money rule is the rule that they came with, you know.
A legitimate question once in class was, hey, how do I make, this is like one of my, like when I was in school, one of the students asked, one of my fellow students asked, hey, you know, we're doing trigonometry, because I was doing like pure maths. We're doing trigonometry. When do you ever use trigonometry after school? The teacher literally didn't know how to answer. She was like, you just have to know this stuff. Just know it for the test.
And then, for instance, in high school, they have business studies.
Yeah.
What would you say is missing in that?
I'm not quite sure because I didn't study business studies.
You didn't have any friends studying business or anything like that?
No, they were not my friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one
Like-
black billionaire that we have, what do you think he did different?
I don't know. I think one thing, to make money, you kind of need to isolate. To grow, you need to isolate. So I feel like he isolated a lot of the things. It's like about delayed gratification. You know, I mean, when did he become a billionaire? It's not like there's someone our age who's a billionaire, you know. So, yeah. So when I'm thinking billionaire, he's old, you know. So he had the time.
Yeah, like our black people and or people of color, let's say that, are by the million vibes. You know, we're still climbing, we're still running. Whereas white people, they pull each other up, and I think that's what we need to do. We don't need white people to come tell us, hey, get your ass up. No, we need to work together and bring each other together, help one another to get all of us to the top. Like, I mean, everybody, ask anybody, like your peers, all of them are broke.
Hi guys, I'm the owner of this channel, and please can you like, subscribe and comment down below why do you think there are more white billionaires than black billionaires in South Africa? And please don't forget to subscribe or I'll fail my project. Tragic. So please like and subscribe to show the channel some support. Thank you.